Welcome to Political Psychology. My name is David Brockman. I'm the lead instructor for this course and an associate professor of political science here at Cal. In democracies, people rule. But what do people want and why do they want it? That is, how do people decide who to vote for or what causes to support or when to take to the streets and protest? Why, for example, did Americans change their minds about same-sex marriage so quickly? And why did so many oppose it in the past? And then why other times does it seem so hard to change people's minds at all? Why do so many people believe the same things about politics as their parents? How should we think about a big concept like racism? And how do political scientists and psychologists try to measure it? Why does racial discrimination persist? Why throughout history do we see so many people being inspired by political leaders to commit unspeakable acts of evil, but also other times inspiring acts of courage? And how do our answers to these questions help us understand our world? Like why Donald Trump won in 2016, but lost in 2020. This course will tackle these questions and more. This course represents a bridge between the disciplines of political science and psychology. If you have any interest in either, I think you'll have a ton of fun in this class. Back when I was in college, political psychology was my favorite political science course I ever took, and I hope the same will be true for you. But this course is not a typical political science course. Political science often tackles big macro questions like why countries become democracies. Here, we're going to zoom into individual people, usually citizens and voters, and understand why they think the things they do and make the decisions they do about politics. But this also isn't a typical psychology course. We're interested in more than just individual people's psychology. We're interested in how their psychology contributes to the big trends in our political and social worlds, including election outcomes, racial discrimination, protests, disinformation on social media, and even genocide. But it's also not a history class. This class is not about what happened in politics in the past or how it happened. It's about why politics looks like it does, both in the past and today. So we'll draw on some historical examples and some current ones, but we're interested in exploring the deeper truths about human thinking that drive these trends. Along the way, we'll hopefully also gain some insight into our own thinking. Like, why do I make the decisions that I do? And what biases of my own should I be aware of? Please check out the syllabus for more detail on what we'll cover. It includes theories of behavior, why we behave the way we do, theories of cognition, how we think, how others influence our behavior, and how what we've learned helps us understand some big questions. Now, we've put a lot of work into this course to make it fun and engaging for you. I promise you won't have to listen to the sound of my voice lecturing for hours on end every week. Now, you will have to hear it some, but in addition to weekly lectures, there'll be so much more. Interviews I've conducted with some of the authors of pioneering studies, where you can learn the backstory behind their fascinating research. Videos that show you ingenious experiments that reveal truths about human behavior. Readings covering some of the most important studies in this field, and guidance from me on how to interpret them. Discussions with your peers about what we're learning and how it can help us understand our world today, and much more. Whether you're interested in law, policy, government, politics, campaigns, psychology itself, or even just human behavior, there's something in this class for you, and I hope you'll join me. Thank you, and let's have a great class.